Hello, comic book fans. Today I have the Daredevil omnibus by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. This was the reprinting that came out in March 2016. I was lucky that my lovely wife bought this for me for Christmas. And before I go into the book and what I thought about it, I just wanted to give readers a head up. I order a lot of stuff on Amazon, which hasn't been a problem, but here I'll show you. So you can see here how the pages are bent and stuff. So of course my wife doesn't know to look for this stuff when you order books and stuff, so this could happen anywhere if you bought it at a local comic book shop or Amazon or whatever, but it's something you want to look out for. And you can see here, I'll open it up in the middle here, how you can kind of see there how the pages got bent and damaged, and now they're just kind of stuck like that. So yeah, that's something. It kind of sucks because I'm a collector, obviously, and perfectionist. When I collect my things, I like to keep things in mint condition. So obviously it was missed too late, so I can't return it now. So I'm just kind of stuck with it. I've had other issues too, where stuff would come back damaged slightly like that, like my Big Damn Sin City I missed. It got damaged in a little bit in shipping. Just a couple of few pages in the middle were bent a little bit, but nothing major. And I had a Saga book that was completely destroyed in shipping, but Amazon was really, really great in the return. Their return policy is great. Luckily, I haven't had to use it too much. But yeah, you'll just say, yeah, my book was damaged. They'll ship you a new one right away with 2-day express shipping, and then you just print a label off. There's a part you cut off and put in with the book inside the box, and then tape the rest of the label on top and just ship it back to them. And it's easy, it's free, it's really great. So you shouldn't have any worries about ordering from Amazon, but you do want to, once you get a book from them, or anywhere really, you want to make sure to go over it to make sure it wasn't damaged in shipping, so you don't get stuck with something like I have here. But other than that, this book is really good quality. Here's inside the dust jacket here. They didn't skip on the quality again on the reprinting. You read things about some books when they were reprinting, they had thinner pages. That's not the case for this one. I think Marvel's moved away from those thinner pages because they got too many complaints about them. One of the great things I love about this book is, it collects the Frank Miller Klaus Janson run. In the beginning, Frank Miller was just an artist on Daredevil, not the writer. So in the early issues you see here, it's very old style comic books. It's a lot of exposition. Instead of letting the artwork do the talking, you have all these dialogues from characters and dialogue boxes here that are basically explaining everything that's happening on the panel. Which is, it's silly when you see it now, but it's just old style comics. But as you get into when Frank Miller takes over the writing, and he does that a few issues in, and it slowly transitions away from that and gets into more modern storytelling that you see in comic books nowadays. So I don't know if Frank Miller was the grandfather of that kind of storytelling for comic books, or if he was just starting to follow a new trend. I haven't done any research on that, but it's kind of cool to see how this new guy came into a Daredevil comic and energized it with some new life and brought some modern, really changed the way the stories were told. So that was really cool. And this run is very, very cool. You can tell a lot of the Daredevil TV series got its influence from this particular omnibus, especially season 2 with the Elektra and Punisher stuff, because he does tangle. This run actually has the introduction of Elektra. It's when you first see her. It includes a lot of Elektra and Bullseye. Bullseye's heavily featured in these, and the Daredevil tangles with the Punisher in this as well. And here it is right there, the very first issue that Elektra appears in. And the storytelling is great, especially once Frank Miller takes over. You can kind of, it's very, I don't know if you've ever read The Dark Knight Returns. Obviously, you should have read that. It's one of the greatest ever. You can kind of see a lot of that in here. You can see like how Frank Miller was eventually building to that. He really kind of turns Daredevil into very Batman-esque. Like this makes him a lot more darker storytelling, a lot more mature and serious storytelling, and it's really cool. I never read much Daredevil before. To be honest, I only really kind of like got interested in like reading some after seeing the TV series, so I started researching online, and I didn't even really know, honestly, Frank Miller had done a famous Daredevil run. So when I found that out, I went and got this omnibus. Luckily, it was reprinted in 2016, and they're still available. You can find them online, and hopefully in comic shops if that's where you're looking. But yeah, you'd probably want to jump on this as soon as possible because it is a popular book and something that would sell out fast. And he brings a lot of he kind of makes a lot of old Spider-Man enemies into Daredevil enemies, like especially like the Kingpin and stuff. So that's cool that way. I actually really love this. He makes Daredevil a lot cooler character than you think he could be. Of course, this run also features that famous moment when Bullseye stabs Elektra. You've probably seen that panel. They use that in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie as well, which is a movie, it's not the greatest, but I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets. The unrated version's even better. It just has a few silly moments in that movie, but overall I actually kind of like that movie. And then, nice, good, thick pages. And there's that famous image of Bullseye stabbing Elektra with her own sai. And this is something you should definitely pick up. If you're a Frank Miller fan, Daredevil fan, just getting into Daredevil, kind of like how I did, just from the TV show. If you like the TV show, you'd probably love this. And here he is with the Punisher, just like from the show. You should definitely read this, especially if you're a fan of The Dark Knight Returns. I really couldn't recommend this book enough. Now there's some companion books too. There's another Daredevil one by Frank Miller, and an Elektra one. I'm hoping to get those soon. It's just, these books are expensive, and I like a lot of them, a lot of different things, so it's just trying to balance out what you order. But hopefully I can grab those soon, because I definitely want to read them, especially after reading this and seeing how excellent it was. That's basically it. And for special features and stuff, it does include lots of extra little goodies, different covers, and interviews with Frank Miller and Klaus Janson, and some original sketch work, which is nice. So there is a lot of extra stuff to read after you're done reading the comics themselves, which is all I always appreciate in these collected editions. Just adds more value to the book, I find. So this book in particular collects Daredevil 158 to 161 and 163 to 191 and the What If number 28. I don't know if any of you grew up with comics, if you remember the What If series, it would do like weird things like what if someone else had been bitten by the radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker, like I don't know, Gwen Stacy or something, which is kind of like what you see now with Spider-Gwen. But anyways, this what if one is what if Daredevil became an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure why it doesn't include number 162. I never did any research on that. Maybe Frank Miller and Klaus Janson didn't actually work on that one together for that one issue. I don't know. But anyways, you guys should definitely pick this book up. It's excellent. Good old style Frank Miller artwork in here as well. And actually, another thing I should mention is in the beginning of this book, you can kind of see Frank Miller just doing what artwork was like in the beginning, and then as he takes over as the writer as well, he's kind of transitions into more of his own style of artwork, his younger style, which I liked. I don't like a lot of his newest stuff he does, but like the stuff from Dark Knight Returns, it's like that's kind of what he transitions to. It's all in this book. It's great. It's fun to read, and I couldn't recommend this book enough. It's just fantastic. So that's it. Thanks for watching my video, everyone.